Hey Peter, thanks for joining us today.
Awesome. Thank you for having me again. This awesome things that you guys do for our veterans and the books that you guys are making for us is absolutely awesome.
Appreciate that.
Yes.
Well, why don't you just start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what made you join the military?
Well, I was born originally from Pennsylvania, then we kind of moved to New Jersey, lived a little bit in Greece, and then when we came back from Greece, we moved to Maine. And then that's where I kind of was like, mom and dad, time to, I gotta go. High school's coming to an end, and we gotta
Spread your wings.
spread the wings and just fly away. Yeah. And I flew away to the Army as a 92 Golf food service specialist. I did my time in Fort Jackson, and then I went to AIT, Fort Lee, Virginia after that, and spent some time, learning about cooking and stuff like that, and basic combat skills through Fort Jackson. But I remember going just before shipping out, I was counting my days, and I was on the website. U.S. Army Fort Jackson ship out date was 63 days, and then it was 15, and then finally that day came, and I remember I went to MEPS, and then shipped out. I had no idea what was going on. I was on a bus full of boys and women, boys and girls, and we were going out for the Army. Next thing you know, we I get done my training, everything I get through, and finally I get shipped out to Korea, and Korea was nice for a year. But for Korea, we had a lot of partying. Of course, I was a cook, so every day, all day action, cooking. So if you're a cook in the Army, they know what I mean, for sure. But we did have some good times there. Met a lot of good people. When you're in Korea, it's different. So you're more like close family, and you have this bond because we share one thing, and that's we're away from home.
True. Yeah.
And when you share something that demanding, because you're not home, you build really good bonds.
Absolutely.
So, and I had a lot of good friends, and we went out to the clubs and drank a lot of soju, the Ville. we partied, but good stuff. One person I can remember is my good friend Binder. We just partied and had a lot of fun together.
Always a lot of stories from that.
Yeah. I remember I go out one time all by myself, just kind of adventuring out. I find this club. I'm like, I bring it back, all the videos back to the barracks. I'm like, bro, look at this, man, we gotta go tonight. And I went the next day. I went, and it was history after that.
Yeah.
After that, we kind of went from Korea to Fort Drum, upstate New York.
Watertown, right?
Watertown, yes, Watertown and Evans Mills, right there, and it was cold.
Yeah.
Hated every second of it.
Like
Freezing, freezing, and despite it being from Maine, that was absolutely cold. But
how long were you up there in Fort Drum for?
Fort Drum, we were there for about a year and a half. It was luckily because I didn't want to stay any longer because there's too much shoveling.
How long did you stay totally?
Total, a year.
I should ask, what was your length of service?
The length of service is 4 years in active duty,
Okay.
and then another 4 in the reserves.
Okay.
The reserves is another, because we shared again 2 times out of the week or the month, and we had to be there. So we all shared our 2 days out of the month, so we had something in common yet again. We connected and had made even stronger bonds there as well.
Yeah.
So everybody was family,
Yeah.
and we were, I was the cook. So I was making cheesesteaks and burgers, and I'm cooking up everything, and everybody's like, "Oh, bro, you're so awesome, man!" And they're always, they don't have anything bad to say about the cooks because we're always feeding them and
Of course, right.
some good food.
Oh, Air Force, I don't love good food.
The Air Force has the best DVACs.
Absolutely. Sure does.
I actually had an opportunity to eat at one. It was in, I don't remember where, but it might have been in Kentucky, maybe? Either way, class grade A, A+ cafeterias and DFACs out there, man.
Yes, you have cafeterias. We don't have chow halls.
No chow halls. We have, but it's actually really good. Really good.
So when you wrapped up your 4 years, you ended that at Fort Drum?
Fort Drum, I left to go to the reserves.
Okay.
And then that's where I joined up with the 46 Transportation Company in Auburn, Maine.
Okay.
And 88 mics.
Mm-hmm.
So they were always on the road.
Mm-hmm.
We were always sending out chow for them, and they were eating good. And we had a budget, so I'd always run and grab something from the grocery store. So I'd grab the whole order, and I'll bring it over, and we'll flambe, cook it up, do it all. Yeah.
Magicians everywhere we went.
Yep.
Always coming up with the food. Sure. So when you decided, hey, I'm done, you come up to your ETS, they asked you if you wanted to re-up, and you decided you wanted to get back to your civilian life, basically, or you just...
I was ready to get out at that point because I wanted to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was going to go continue being a cook,
Mm-hmm.
but I ended up being a cook at my parents' restaurant, and then, finally, now I've decided cooking is not going to be for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I was like, athletic training, athletics, that looks pretty cool. Let me give it a try, and I've been loving it ever since.
Yeah, so now you were in Fort Drum, upstate New York. You decided to go back to Maine National Guard, right?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And that's where you decided to pursue your own physical fitness, right?
Yes.
So you used the GI Bill for that?
I used the GI Bill, which was one of the main reasons I joined was because I wanted an education, I wanted school, I wanted to make sure that was covered, so that way I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket. And I did exactly that, and I used it for my associate's degree, which was in business management.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that kind of was like, again, and with the business for my family, that was a little still iffy. But then, now that I have a little bit of months left on my GI Bill, I decided, let's go.
There you go.
It was time, and it's nice, I'm learning new stuff, a lot of things about muscles and work injuries and prevention of injuries and stuff like that, and things that I've never even thought of.
Yeah, the GI Bill is one of the best things. I know so many people that have gotten, masters and PhDs.
Well, absolutely, yes, 100%.
And what was your unit again up there?
Up in Maine was
Yeah.
46
So
Transportation
you
Company.
basically
Yes.
just rode that out for another 4 years, and
And then I
you're
finally
currently now you're out.
out now.
Gotcha.
Yes, I did think about it to go back, but let me just ride it now and see how it is. They did just come out with a new PT test, so it's no longer the push-ups, sit-ups, and 2-mile run.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do throwing stuff behind your back and and do things that are definitely different from the original. You still got to run.
Right.
You got to run a certain amount of mile,
Right.
or a mile or a mile and a half
Mm.
for that, but it's still,
Yeah.
it's different. And
Okay, so you wrapped up your career in Maine then?
yes.
Okay, gotcha. And well, what made you decide? When did you come to Florida? In fact, what made you decide?
In 2019, my parents decided to come down and sell the restaurant that they had in Maine, and reopen it here in Florida. And they kind of left in 2019 September. My ex-girlfriend, or my girlfriend at the time, we were kind of gonna stay down here for a year. We're gonna stay up there for about a year, a little bit, just to save a little bit more money. And then that's where I bought the camper. I bought a camper, and I was like, I bought a truck, and then I said, I'm gonna tow it down. We're gonna be full-time RVers. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
And we did it. She had a 9-year-old son, and we just towed that camper down on that, and then.
And how old were you then?
I was, oh boy, I was it was about 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
Oh, okay,
so
so
I was
20s.
20, in my 20s.
There you go. Good for you.
High 20s, yep. And it was quite a story. We came down with my brother-in-law, John Adams, and he came down, and we were hauling with that thing going about 50 miles an hour down 95. And I think the first night we went, I drove 36 hours straight.
Man.
No sleep, no nothing. And finally, I think we're getting to Carolina, and John's like, sees me go.
Yeah, that's enough.
And we're like, dude, we gotta pull over. We stop. There's some random gas station somewhere. It's perfect spot to pull over. I pulled out the slides a little bit. John, you can sleep in the back of the camper. You're good. He slept on the floor. Just enough, about this much where his body can sleep. And I said, I'm gonna go sleep in the truck. I go in the truck. I pass out. It was about Halloween. It was actually Halloween is the night that we came down. And when it got cold at night. So when I woke up because I was cold, I turned on the truck, and I cranked the heat. And I go back to sleep. Heat's blasting. John comes up. He's knocking on the window like, wake your ass up! Like, what's going on? I'm like, oh my! I'm sweating.
Yeah.
I'm like, Josh, what's going on?
Nice.
So he opened up the door, and we kind of let that be. We get back on. I think we got like 5 hours of sleep, which was perfect.
That was your decision.
Yep.
Florida, that's how we're doing it.
That's how we're doing it.
So your family did open the restaurant?
They did in Newport Richey, here in Florida. Greek food, good food, and I did want to stay as long as I can, but it's time to move on.
And you became personal trainer then?
Yes.
Okay. Over where right now?
At X-Force Body. Yes. Right. And great. The machines there are great. Italy, everybody there. Italy is great. Mateos and Patrick there. Patrick. He's everybody. There's no words.
Yeah. Right.
They're just awesome people. And I'm happy that I transferred from family to another family.
Right.
But just different blood.
There you go. So, out of your time in the military, your 8 years, both sides, active and as guardsman, can you kind of surmise what you got out of it, what it instilled in you that you're still using today, and what you're going to be using for the rest of your life?
Absolutely. I feel like right now I'm sitting in like a tactical facade.
Yeah.
So like tactical stuff, tactical gear.
Yeah.
I like going to the range still. I picked up a lot of stuff that that we did in the Army. Training and stuff, camping. I even bought a hunting license not too long ago.
There you go.
So where else would I have gotten into training to shoot a firearm in the military? On top of that, personality, integrity, all my values are there, you can't beat that.
Right.
And I got it for free. I got paid for it.
Right?
Shoot.
You got paid to be a better man.
Yep.
See that. So if you had a friend of yours as a kid, or you meet somebody else who's 18 years old, green home up behind the ears, sitting there, I think want to do the military, what would you suggest to him? What branch would you suggest to him? Are you biased because of Army, or would you send him somewhere else? And what piece of advice would you give him?
Well, first I'd ask him what he wants to get out of it.
Very good.
What do you want to get? What is your mission? What is your goal? If your goal is to get education, if you like to your education to be paid off, or if you like, combat marksmanship or throwing grenades over a wall.
Some people are born door kickers.
Yep, exactly. And if he likes what he likes, and if he wants to do, he's going to do it.
There you go. Very good, Bill. If you could do it all over again, what would you do differently?
I would definitely still keep Korea in the picture.
Yeah.
So not to do Korea.
You would have stayed active?
I would, if I could stay 4 years in Korea, I would have probably done it. But they, if they didn't ship us out after the year. But if I was to do it all over again, I would probably pick something else other than Fort Drum.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just too cold. The camaraderie wasn't there. When you get to in the States, and you're kind of home, so that camaraderie is not there. What I was saying earlier, where we bonded as brothers there, even though we weren't in war or anything, it still was the same.
Right.
The feeling was there. We had a lot of good morale between us.
It seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems like that's what I'm getting. This is the biggest thing you got from the military was brotherhood.
Yeah, I go into my school.
Are you an only kid?
I have a sister.
Okay.
Yes.
You're the only boy.
I am the only boy.
Camaraderie it is.
Camaraderie. Yep.
That's exactly it.
So I go to Kaiser University right now and I'm training for my athletic degree, and just being there with all the other students, and it feels like I'm in the military again. Even though there are people that were in the military, a lot of the guys and gals that go to class, they're using their GI Bill now, and Kaiser is a good good place for veterans like us, and we use that to our advantage, and you get a degree in 2 years, and that's GI Bill, 36 months, and that's it. So 2-year schools are good deal for that.
That's great. Well, listen, Pete, I appreciate your time here.
Yes.
It was pretty painless and simple, right?
Oh, as simple as it gets. I mean, it's just words and my stories, and I want to share it as much as I can with everybody, with you guys, and have fun while I do it.
Of course.
And keep a smile.
Yeah, keep smiling.
Yeah, keep smiling. Everybody's got to keep smiling in this world. I mean, come on.
Well, you have a great attitude about it all. Thanks for your service so much, for real.
Thank you for having me.
A lot of people forget that just because they sign up, we've talked to people who have 2 years of service, up to 36 and 40 years of service. And the thing is, you just never know when your number's going to get pulled.
No.
I served 22, and it was a matter of peacetime majority of the time.
Yep.
But you never know when your time's
No.
going to get pulled.
No, I never went overseas.
Yep.
But I did
You
my
signed
time.
the paper.
I signed up papers, and I had fun. And those who did serve, they paid the price, a really good price, and nothing but respect for all of them.
Well, I mean, you definitely were able to utilize the military for the benefits that they provide. You definitely were able to instill a lot of what they teach as a man, and hopefully that continues as you get a lot older, because you're 31, right?
31,
Got
yes.
a long way to go.
Long ways. Yeah.
Well, again, Pete, thanks for joining us. Thank you for your time of service. Thanks for your bravery and courage for doing things that others won't. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you.